All right, so when we last left off, we had set up a pretty nice business method for you guys. Johnny had gone through and started to build relationships with the people that he was seeing at those farmers markets. And in the next part of the story, we started introducing the idea of princes. And in the real world, I call these referral partners. These are the people that have a few criteria, and that would be that they have the same target market as your particular niche. So if you're seeing a lot of people for weight loss, for instance, then if you know a doctor, they might see the same type of person that you see. They might see a superset, right? They see people that want to lose weight, they see people who need to stop smoking, they see people for illnesses, things like that. But they see your client on a regular basis. And that's the second thing, is that you want your princes, your referral partners, to be seeing your ideal clients on a regular basis. And you want these people to also have some complementary offerings as well. Offering, let's say, stop smoking to some group of people that just are interested in, expanding their minds might not be the best, prince or referral partner for you. The last thing I want to say is that you want to find princes or referral partners that really don't have any competition with you guys. It is a lot easier to convince someone to give you access to their clients, their patients, if you're not going to take away their business, right? That makes sense to everybody? Good. So I'd like to show you guys an example of what it's like to do business on your own without any princes, a referral partner, and what it's like to do business with a referral partner and how much benefit you can see from that. Would that be a useful exercise for you guys? Good. Can I ask for 2 volunteers? Right here. Anybody else? Come on up. Can we bring some microphones up for these guys too? And it's all right, you guys can just stand right there, or you can stand up here if you like to. So yes, give them a round of applause. Thank you, folks. Woo!
Like a duck to water.
Is that one on? Yeah, you give it to her. That one on too? Give a little test. Tell everybody your name.
Hi, my name is Amir Mahmood.
Hi, my name is Linda Walsh.
Great. And for the purposes of the next few minutes, your name is now Johnny 1.
Johnny 1.
And your name is now Johnny 2.
Johnny 2.
All right? So I call this the tale of 2 Johnnies. Johnny number 1 is going to do business on his own. He decides, you know what, I don't really need, or I'm not really interested in princes right now. I need to make money right away. And I need to start getting out to the farmers markets and really getting clients on my own. Okay? Yep. Johnny 2 says, you know what, I want to invest a little bit of time in getting to know the people in my market that can really help me, that see my clients on a regular basis. Got that?
Got it.
Good. So let's start out with Johnny 1. Johnny 1 starts right away, gets home, puts up his shingle, starts doing his market research, getting a good idea of clients. Johnny 2 does the same thing. These are both identical things that you can do, right? You don't have to start really getting into clients just as soon as you get home, unless you already have a business, and in that case, keep going. So Johnny 1 decides that, I've done enough market research, I want to start going to get clients right away. So Johnny 1 starts looking for places he can speak and starts getting some clients. So we'll just use little check marks to, or little strokes here to see that Johnny 1's starting to get a few clients. And let me just point out some statistics to you guys. For Johnny 1 here, he's starting to get some clients. Johnny 2 is investing his or her time in building a relationship with referral partners. So Johnny 2 has to really start to convince and persuade referral partners or princes to really allow them to see his clients, or excuse me, see their clients, and build a relationship to do that first. Just like our example from before, if you walk into a bar and you say, hey, you want to have some sex? People are going to go, whoa, that's a little bit too much for me. Johnny 2 is spending his or her time building a relationship. So, Johnny 1 is working away. Johnny 2 is still working away, building that relationship. Johnny 1 is seeing a lot of a fair amount of clients already. Johnny 1, how do you feel about, you're starting to make a little bit of money. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, it feels great.
Feels good. Johnny 2, how are you feeling about Johnny 1's success here?
I think that's great.
You think it's great? Oh, that's a really great attitude to have. A lot of people would say, oh man, they're kind of making money. I'm a little bit jealous, right? A lot of people think that way. And I really do like our current Johnny 2's attitude, though.
Well, I mean, I could go there, but...
Yeah, you could go there, see, and that's a good thing. So Johnny 2 is building a relationship. Johnny 2 knows that it's important to build that relationship before asking for some stuff and getting some benefits out of it. So I have a few statistics here. This was a study done by some management consultants a while ago. Let's talk about the traditional sales model for 1 second. I drew a pyramid here, and this is Johnny 1 sales model. Johnny 1 spends very little time on building relationships with any sort of referral partners or princes, in our example, and spends a bit more time on assessing the pains and problems that his clients or potential clients are having. And then has to spend a lot of time persuading them, manipulating them, convincing them. These are the hard sells, the hard closes, things like that you see out there all the time. And let me tell you, these things work. They work not so bad. Obviously, people would not use them otherwise. And you spend a whole bunch of time closing, overcoming objections, and everything else. Johnny 2, in our case, decides to focus on a completely different model. Johnny 2 decides to build relationships first and foremost and spends most of his or her time doing so. Spends a little less time assessing needs. And this is not assessing pain. This is assessing, yeah, sure, a little bit of pain, but dreams, wants, desires. And then only has to spend a little bit of time connecting what he or she has to offer to those particular clients. So it's not really a hard sell. It's just, as you've seen Igor just do right here. Hey, I have these things to offer. If you guys like them, I'll be right back there in the back. And yeah, there he is right there in the back. And you can ask him questions about it. So he's simply saying, you know what? I know you guys have these dreams, these desires, these needs. If you like, I have some stuff that can help you. That's a much easier and softer sell. And the advantage of this particular model is that you can refer, or your prince can refer anyone into this sales process at any level. They can start off a relationship. Hey, I know, Megan would really like your stuff, Johnny 2. Maybe you guys should meet and talk. Great. That's going to be a start of a sales process for you. Or maybe your prince already knows that Megan actually needs your stuff. So they can still introduce you guys and say, give you a little bit more information. Megan really needs your stuff. You guys should totally talk. And that last part of, in many cases, your princes or your referral partners can sell for you. They can say, hey, I have this guy. He's got this product and or service. And you know what? You need this. Why don't you go buy this? So Johnny 1's been working away. He's gotten some, decent clients. Johnny 2 finally builds a relationship with a couple of good princes and referral partners. Finally, right? Johnny 1's been making some money here, and Johnny 2 finds that he or she is seeing a lot more clients and on a more regular basis. Let me throw out some statistics from you from this study. Yes, go ahead, clap. All right. So Johnny
And I
too.
could teach you too how to do that.
Yeah. Oh, see, I love this. Johnny too. How do you feel about having all this now?
I feel fantastic.
Good. Johnny one. How hard have you been working for these clients?
Really hard.
Really hard. Let me tell you guys how hard. And again, this was a study done across industries, but it applies to every business. Okay. On the normal sales method, Johnny 1 sales method, where he's just by himself, he doesn't have any referral partners, 1 in 20 prospects, these are the people that, they're not your clients yet, 1 in 20 prospects will become your client and buy from you. That's a lot of running around that Johnny 1 has to do, right?
Too much.
Too much. For a referral sales model, 1 in 6 will buy from you. Now that is almost 3 times as many people will buy from you. So every 6 people that you're running into will buy from you. If that statistic alone doesn't get you excited about having some princes in your life, I don't know what will, honestly. Number 2 is that people who are referred in will stay with you 4 times longer. So those same people that bought up here will buy from you time and time and time again. And they will actually buy 4 times as much than they will with Johnny 1. The other thing is that referral sources who are referring you in, they're lending you their expertise, their relationship with their clients. And in doing so, those clients that come to you are actually less worried completely about price. I know that price is usually a big consideration, and especially when you have to convince them, you're learning about their pains, you're closing their minds down anyway. You're like, oh, but it costs $1,000 for private coaching with you. And contrast that with, you know what, I could be your prince, your referral partner. Wow, I know that Linda has a fantastic, or Johnny 2 has a fantastic program, and it's only $1,000. I took it and I really loved it. How much better does that sound? I'm giving my credibility to you, potential clients, and saying, Johnny 2 has some really fantastic stuff. I've tried it. I loved it. How much easier of a sell is that, right? Johnny 2 doesn't even really have to do much work at that point and just says, oh, here, you can buy, right? And the most shocking statistic that I got out of this report was that it, on average, in Johnny 1's world, takes 8 hours of total time. This could be, a few minutes here, a few minutes there, or even 8 solid hours to find and get an actual paying client. 8 hours. It is crazy. Thank you. And for the referral sales model, you can't guarantee, 100% of these people are going to come, of course, but it only takes your referral partner, your prince, 8 minutes to refer you. So, who do you want to be spending your time with? What do you think? Do you want to be spending a lot of your time with clients? Or do you want to be spending a lot of time cultivating some relationships with your referral partners? So number 1 or number 2? Number 2? All right, good. Now, I've separated these two on purpose, just to give you guys a nice contrast. But in the real world, a lot of us are hypnotists, so why don't we do a little reintegration? All right, Johnny 1 has some strengths, and so does Johnny 2. Johnny 1 knows that working hard and doing the model that we've shown you can really get you some decent results. Johnny 1, and I'm sorry, you do have a few more clients, as you're building up a list and getting to all the other things that we talk about, you can do a lot of things on your own. And Johnny 2 will see the same results from Johnny 1's methods, right? But Johnny 2, as you've seen, having that extra rocket fuel of the princes added in there is almost like getting free clients. You don't really have to work that hard for them. In a model where you're spending all of your time with clients, you are focused mainly on sales. You're focused on convincing that client to buy. You're focused on finding their pains and overcoming objections, right? And the mindset of someone who's got referral partners that are helping them along, they're focused mainly on those referral partners. They're focused a lot on just meeting prospects just ready to buy. You don't have to convince anybody. They're ready. They've already been referred and told that you're fantastic. Why shouldn't they? A lot of times you'll see that all you have to do, spending your time wise, is to train your referral sources, your referral partners, to know what you do, what you offer, who you are, what an expert you are in your particular niche, and then they can sell for you. They already know, oh, Johnny 2, Johnny 1 have fantastic offerings. You should go see them. You also focus on just third-party testimonials of, a prince can say, Johnny 1, Johnny 2, they're fantastic. They're easy to work with. You would really love them. And most importantly, the process works without you. So let's talk about really quick that process. I break down, and actually we can have you guys sit down. So everyone give them a round of applause. Okay, yeah, I'll take one of these, and James can take another. Thanks. You have a question? Yeah.
Yes, I have a question.
Can we get a microphone back here? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. What you haven't brought up yet, maybe you will later, is the referrals just from your regular clients.
Yes, and I'm about to bring that up in, give me 3 minutes.
I thought you might be.
All right. Yes, 3 minutes and 12 seconds. All right. Time me. So I break the sales process down in the referral world into 5 different stages. And your clients can be referred to you in any one of these stages. I typically start out with building trust. So when we've talked about that relationship road, right, we're doing a lecture demo maybe, and we're sending a lot of value, that builds a lot of trust, right? It also feeds right into the next part of the cycle where you're educating your target market. I think a lot of value in our industry, instead of marketing, comes from education. If you have a really educated client who knows that you're the best, you have the best stuff to offer, why would they go with anybody else? So I think it's your job to educate your market as well as you can. And when you educate them, they can see easily that they have a need for your stuff. Because an uneducated person has no idea that they need what you have to offer. And once they know that they need something, and you offer in a solution, that's very easy to even go on to that next part of the circle there of just getting a transaction. And like I said, you can put a referral into each one of these things. Let's say a prince says, oh, I know that you need, down there at the bottom, something that, oh, I'm sorry if you can't see that one. I know that you need what Joe has to offer. And then I'm already at needs there and a solution. I can easily make a transaction with those referral partners. Does this cycle make sense to you guys? Do you see how easy it would be for anyone to refer into all of these? Yes, we have a couple questions.
What do the referral partners get?
So I'm about to come out onto that in about 30 seconds. So referral partners, the first part is referral, and the last part is partner. With a referral partner, you don't have to necessarily give them clients, but that is the best thing that you can give a referral partner. Maybe you see people that they would like to see. Maybe you have clients that could potentially be their clients. And that is the last criteria that I have for a referral partner, and is really honestly the most important, is that can you provide your prince, your referral partner with some value. And in just a moment, I'll come on to a tactic that you can use to still provide them value if you can't right away at least provide them some clients. So, did you have another question, or you okay?
If you were to chunk down more specifically what you mean by education
Sure.
in the market?
The question was, can you chunk down a little bit more on education? What do you mean by educating your market? And usually what I mean is simple, like lecture demos, products, CDs, stuff you can provide to people that is going to educate them, get them to a higher level of knowledge about what you provide. And in a lot of other industries, that becomes marketing. But in our industry, marketing turns into education. So anyone who's afraid to market, which I'm sure you guys have mostly gotten rid of anyway, all of that turns into simply educating your clients, telling them these are the types of things that are out there. Especially for hypnosis, many people don't know. And I still get questions all the time. You know, I'll do a pain control demonstration and they say, wow, you know, that was really great, but does, you know, hypnosis work for losing weight or stopping smoking? People still have zero idea about the power of what hypnosis or the mind can do for you. So I take it as a personal challenge to educate the entire market up to a level where they can make competent decisions about what you have to offer.
Specifically before you said, you know, educating your clients into knowing that you're the best. How do you establish that?
How do you establish that you're the best? Be the best. And if you can't establish that right away, then we're going to talk about marketing positioning in another segment.
Okay.
So, what is a good way that you can refer value or give value to a prince if you don't have clients to offer them right away? Money's a good way. I ask everyone, and I treat everyone as a prince, by the way. A really quick example here, if we can get a microphone right over here. To Martin, if I can put you on the spot. In your life, there will be people, clients that you encounter. And they will turn into amazing opportunities. And could you tell us real quick about the opportunity that you got recently from a client that just kind of showed up out of nowhere?
I did a hypnosis training in Amsterdam. I gave hypnosis training. Conversational hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And there was a man who owns a golf club in the Netherlands. And I helped him out with some personal stuff, and he was really excited about hypnosis and about all the changes in his life. And then he invited me to become a director of the Mental Golf Academy, which is very nice to be. So,
Wait, let me just pause.
hello.
How incredible is that? That is incredible.
Thank you.
Seriously, congratulations. That is huge, right? So,
Just to add something here, how do you become an expert? It's by becoming the head of the Mental Golfing Academy, because someone loves you so much, he's put you right up there, right? This is the kind of things that happens. You see, what happens is, as you go and live your life and you do your things, what makes you an expert over someone else? One is the knowledge, but you already have a lot of knowledge. If not, you can go out and get it. The rest is what other people think about you. If the owner of one of the most exclusive golfing clubs in the Netherlands thinks that he is good enough to be the director of the Mental Golfing Academy, that makes him the expert Mental Golfing Academy winner, even if he knows nothing about golf. The fact he knows enough about the mind makes up for it all. Does that make sense? So it's the marketplace that will decide your expertise, and you do that by basically the same thing that Joe's talking about with the referral partners, by making them love what you have, by showing them, here's the value of what I've got. Do you like it? And they go, yes, now you're an expert.
Yeah, what we do is he is taking care of the technique of golf. And next to that, I teach the people how to get in the right shape before they hit the ball, to focus their mind and all that stuff. So we have a good combination between his knowledge of since 1985 he owns that club. So you learn. I will learn very quickly all the things about golf, so I can even be more an expert.
Yeah. So that's really a fantastic story, and you can meet these referral partners anyway. I have a question back here too.
I can give a testimonial in another field. I'm in the financial services, and I built my practice around J2. And early on, I got a lot of criticism about being slow and giving away too much value.
You will hear that all the time from
I decided
the Johnny
that
Ones.
my target market is controlled by other gatekeepers, the accountants and lawyers who do high-end estate planning. And early on, I decided to offer them solutions to their problem clients.
Yep.
And I did it on a white label basis. I said, don't trust me yet that I know the answers, but give me the cases where you're having difficulty, and I'll give you the information to add value to your clients. And if it's valuable, then you'll know where to go next time.
Yep.
And that has built a huge network of high-end accountants and lawyers who know that when there's a difficult case, they can send it to Jules, and then that's what's created some of the largest cases we've ever written.
Exactly.
So that model, although it takes time and requires time to develop the relationship, and perhaps maybe 4 or 5 out of every 10 may take years before you ever see any results.
Sure.
When you do, they are some of the most important sales that you'll ever make.
Right.
That you could not have gotten to if you tried to go after that client directly.
Exactly.
So it definitely works.
So another round of applause for him too, because that's an incredible achievement. And if I could ask you one more question, actually, did you do some of the Johnny One stuff while you were building your business on sort of the Johnny Two referral model side?
Yeah, I started out in the industry where Johnny One is the only model.
Yes.
And I learned early on that that's like cutting down a tree with a hammer.
Right.
It just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I'd prefer to go with the axe. And another question right here. I'm gonna show you how to do what he did in just a second.
Hi, I've been running a hypnotherapy practice for only 2.5 years, but effectively 4 months ago I was a startup because my wife got a new job and we moved to a brand new area and I had no clients.
Uh-huh.
And it just occurred to me now, looking at J1 versus J2,
Yep.
I found 2 princes very quickly.
Great.
One of them called Groupon and the other called Living
yeah.
Social.
Oh yeah.
And I'd read a lot about Groupon and how they can quickly bankrupt you if you get the model wrong. They can create a great deal of busyness for very little money, and it stops you getting J1 clients. But what was interesting was by reviewing the balance between time, profit, money, and so on, I had then and still have now a 4-stage process for virtual gastric band hypnotherapy spread over about 3 months. So what Groupon helped me to do was to connect with thousands of people overnight for the first 2 stages of the 4-stage process, which was heavily discounted. I think I earned £19 for 2 sessions, which would normally gross me £300. Mm-hmm. But in terms of the process, they then knew that they were committing to 2 more stages. Some of them didn't like that, 5%, and I helped them get their money back from Groupon, but 95-ish% said, I don't expect anything for nothing, and I'm fed up with trying to lose weight and not doing it. So they committed then to the other 2 sessions. So now the process was yielding me overnight with the first wave with Groupon was 120 clients, the second wave was 110, third wave was 60, and now Living Social have just signed up. So overnight, from not knowing anybody or having no J1s, with just 2 J2s, I've got nearly 350 clients and email addresses, which I can now use. Thank you very much.
Very well done. Very well done.
So if anybody wants to, if anybody wants to share the deal that I did with Groupon so you can approach your own Groupons, I'd be very happy to share that with you. So.
Yep. So you guys are making my points for me here because you're all incredibly smart. And I'll get to you in just a second. There are many powerful princes out there. And if you find the right prince, the right referral partner, I guarantee you that you will not be able to handle more than 2 if you're doing it right. If you find, 2 or 3 doctors, if you do, stop smoking or something like that, that are the right ones, they always see the smokers in your city or something, you won't be able to handle the amount of traffic that they're sending you, because they'll be so busy loving your services and what you're doing for their people. Because remember, the princes look good when you help their clients, right? Think about if you've ever met a friend through another friend, right? That friend goes, oh, you know what? Igor's a really nice guy, and Amir's a nice guy. I think I should, really introduce them. And they hit it off. And there's a wonderful relationship there. But you always remember that third party. They're like, oh, yeah, Joe introduced us, 3 years ago. It was really great. They remember you. And if you're constantly providing them value, as we're about to get onto, they remember you and love you even more. And they will send you everyone that they can. And just like a client, maybe you start out with a doctor and they refer you just their smoking clients. They'll eventually start asking you, and you can also tell them as well, by the way, do you do weight loss hypnosis? By the way, do you help with phobias? Because I have a few clients that have phobias, and I'm tired of giving them all this Xanax and stuff, right? So the relationship that you have with these princes will expand and become something where this model starts to outweigh the work that you're doing with this model, and will be a self-fulfilling prophecy there. And you can do quick ones like Groupon or deal sites where, would you agree that it didn't really cost you much? In fact, you were getting getting clients to pay you to market to them, correct?
Correct.
So every client that he got was paying him £19 to be his client. That doesn't really happen in a lot of businesses, to be honest, right? People don't pay you to market to them, right? That's how I look at Groupon and other sites like that, where you're getting a lot of value for essentially nothing. Yeah, Groupon makes half of whatever your offer is, but I still think that's a well-deserved trade. So back to our point again about how do we build a relationship and how do we give value before we start asking for clients. And I ask 4 types of questions. I want to know where my referral partners' pains are. I want to know what their dreams are. I want to know what projects they have going. And I want to know what their mindset is about me, about business, about life, and everything I can. And in order to give you guys an example, I've come up with, well, this is actually exactly what I use when I'm talking with referral partners, clients. And again, remember, I treat everyone as a potential referral partner or a potential client. And I ask them these 4 questions. I ask you, what frustrates you the most about your business or your life? Because this is for business owners, clients, whoever they are. And that gives me a huge insight into the pains that they're experiencing. Another version of this question is, what kind of clients do you really hate? What are your most difficult ones to deal with? As our friend back here helped us to understand, right? Maybe you have a service that can help them alleviate that pain in their life, in their business. The next question I ask is, what are you trying to accomplish this year? Which is basically asking, what are your dreams? Clients, referral partners, they all have dreams. They all have stuff they want to accomplish this year. A year is about as far out as most people kind of think with their businesses and their lives. A year seems like a really long time. So it's a nice roundabout way of saying, basically, what are your dreams? That gives you a huge insight, again, to where you can plug in your services, or maybe your network of people that you know and how you can plug them in. Just like I was able to introduce Igor and Amir, maybe I know an Igor that Amir needs or would love to meet. The third question I ask is, what do you would think you need to double your business or happiness this year? That gets me down to strategy. or, excuse me, their projects and stuff that they're working on. A lot of times you'll hear businesses or clients say, you know, what would really make me happy this year is to, well, I want to double my sales. Maybe you're a sales trainer and you have a technique that can help them double their sales. Maybe you're a coach and, you know, you work in Silicon Valley and you've got a service that can help early stage entrepreneurs get some funding. That's a really valuable thing. If you're an early stage entrepreneur and you can get essentially almost free money from venture capitalists to really start your dreams. And it plugs into that second question. What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to do? And the last question I ask is, what strategies have you already tried to improve your business or life that worked, and this is the important part, or that didn't work? That question alone probably, I don't know, probably has made me $1 million. Because what can you do with this? And when you know what people are trying, what they're not trying, what's really working for them, what they're excited about, and what's just, you know, oh, I can't, you know, I tried that one system from this guy and, you know, it really didn't work for me. You can frame, let's take a smoker for an example, right? What have you tried and not tried? Well, I can tell you what they haven't tried, hypnotherapy. That's pretty common, right? Every client I see, they're like, you know, you're the last thing that I tried. I would love for hypnotherapy to be the first thing that people tried, but we're working on that actually in this room. So what they'll usually say to me is, you know, I've tried gums, patches, I've tried, you know, really just cold turkey, willpower, right? And Igor has a fantastic masterclass that he'll probably sell you tomorrow, and I'm helping to sell right now, that he talks about how you can reframe stuff that's gone wrong for people and plug it into what you have to offer. You guys, most of you guys anyway, know that hypnotherapy is a fantastic way to help people quit smoking. And in my research, it's actually the most effective way. That's a positioning statement right there, right? You guys can say, oh, well, you know what? I know that gums, patches, willpower stuff doesn't work for the majority of people, but I know that hypnotherapy does. Isn't that a powerful statement to be able to say to a client or to a referral partner? What if you came to a doctor and said, you know, I know you prescribe a lot of stuff and you really, really need your clients to stop smoking, but I have a method that with every client I've worked with is 99% effective, and that last 1%, I have to work 2 or 3 sessions because I do a 1-session stop smoking program. How effective is that going to be when now you're doing more market research? You know exactly what's working for them, what's not, and you can plug in all sorts of people you might know, things you might be able to offer, and stuff that they haven't tried. Those are 4 pretty powerful questions, guys, right? Yeah? You like them? Yes. All right. Well, I thought it was only 1 or 2. Oh, yeah, over here. You know, there we go. So when I have all this information, I have a lot of market research. Let's say I know that people are interested in a particular topic. My secret weapon to provide clients as well as, and especially referral partners, is Google Reader. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's called RSS. It's called Really Simple Syndication, that's what the acronym means. And it's basically a way for websites, blogs, things like that, to automatically publish a feed of news that you can read, right? Almost every blog will do this, and every major website has one of these feeds. So you can just go to one website and get all the information you decide to get from all different websites around the web. You don't have to keep searching. You know, I don't have to go to CNN, and then I don't have to go to MSNBC, and then to this guy, random guy's blog. I can just go to Google Reader and see all that information listed for me. So what I do is once I find out what my referral partners or even sometimes clients, depending on if I really like them a lot, I will type that in. So on the left there, it says browse for stuff. I click that to search, and the screen up on the right will come up. Let's say, I have someone interested in hypnosis, right? So you can type in hypnosis, and this again is in your resource guide, so you don't need to take too many notes on it. I will search by keyword, or on the bottom there, really great for mainstream news, you can search for the same stuff, and you'll get articles, you'll get reports, you'll get all sorts of stuff from Google News, who aggregates thousands of websites from across the web. What I then do is now I'm subscribed to a few blogs, right? So this is what it looks like when you kind of subscribe to a blog. It's going to be a little hard to see over there, but on the left, I've subscribed to a hypnosis feed on Google News, and I'm starting to get some articles there. These are interesting things that maybe not I'm interested in, but my referral partners or my clients are really going to be interested in. And this could be any subject that they'll tell you. So I then, this is a little out of order. I then click on one of those feeds and I organize them into folders. So I've used an example here. I have the Igor Ledachovsky folder, and in there I've got let's see, the dinosaur comics, some hypnosis stuff, rock, paper, shotgun, that's another comic blog. These are just examples, of course, but maybe Igor is really interested in those particular blogs. You might have to do a little bit of research to find out what are the best blogs or news sites or stuff for a particular niche, a particular interest, right? But once I have this, I've organized them into folders. There we go. I organize them into folders by going there, and now I've got Google Reader automatically going out to hundreds, if not thousands of websites that I can put in there. And I'm getting this never-ending river of interesting facts, of all sorts of cool stuff that I can give. And remember back when we were talking about fascinating facts, about how that can build value, build interest, right? Well, this is how I do it in the real world for my referral partners. And thank you, it is so cool. So what I do then is whenever I need, if I'm out of ideas, let's say, I actually have a referral partner who's a golf instructor as well. I get a ton of clients from this particular guy. We actually work together. And I have a feed in there, actually I have a bunch of feeds that are golf news from around the world. And on one particular one, which works really well for this guy, is new golf course openings around the world. There's a blog that has the information on any new golf course that comes out in the world. It gets registered on here, and I get a notice about it 24 hours a day. And I'll then send him an email, say, hey man, been thinking about you. You know what? I noticed that there's a new golf course open here in the Bahamas, and I'm happen to be doing a seminar. You want to fly down and we'll come and do a round of golf? And he actually hasn't responded to that email because I just sent that one last night, or maybe he has. Well, I'll have to check it later. And you can start to build value with clients. That one's just a fun kind of email. We've been business partners for a long time, so it's sort of a relationship that's been built. But I have a lot of referral partners that I started out this way. They've told me in passing usually, hey, I'm really interested in, like expensive watches. And so I might not be interested in expensive watches, but I can go on here and type in expensive watches or a particular kind of watch they might be interested in and get news and interesting, cool stuff about it 24 hours a day. Because we live in a 24-hour world. There's always news about any even small subject all the time. And I only go in here whenever I need it. I don't go in here all the time and read every single thing.
By the way, this is also, those of you who are asking, how do you create credibility with medical doctors and so on? Just type in medical hypnosis, and suddenly you'll be full of articles, literature. It'll usually be a lot of medical journal stuff as well.
Yep.
So you don't have to go searching for them. It'll search it for you.
It searches it for you.
And just fill in their folder, and they think, my God, this person really must be a decent hypnotist to know all these. He's reading all these medical journals. I better keep up with him. Which goes back to the idea of how do you present yourself as an expert. An expert is also partly, what are you interested in? Are you interested in basic little things which, you know, is of no relevance to them? Or are you reading all these medical journals which already puts you in a different category inside their mind? Does that make sense to everyone there?
Presumably, medical hypnosis, smoking, medical hypnosis, weight, medical hypnosis.
Yep, I actually have all of those because some of those are my particular specialties. So
Do you want to repeat that for the camera? 'Cause
Oh
you have
yeah,
the microphone.
sorry. The question was, do you put in, you know, like medical hypnosis, smoking, medical hypnosis, weight loss? And yes, for sure. You can actually go to, I know you can go to PubMed, PUBMED.com, and type in the same searches, and you'll get an RSS feed, which is a link that you can put right in that subscribe button as soon as you put it in. And it'll just give you the feed from any new journal articles that come out in PubMed that get published. You'll see what's called an abstract. It's just basically a really short summary of what the papers are. Many times these journals, you'll have to actually pay for them to get a particular article. Sometimes you can pay per article. What I do is I have a friend that works at a university, and they get access to this 24/7 anyway for free. I mean, you know, the university pays tens of thousands of dollars a month for this, and I just have him download them for me. And then, remember back when I said I'll print out journal articles and go to a doctor and say, here's a journal article about hypnosis, and I'll highlight the relevant portions and give that to them. That's massive value that I can give to somebody, and I get it for free. And I have a machine, something there that's automated, a system that's searching this stuff for me. I don't want to go out there and do all this stuff. I want to search once and just do it. Yes?
How do you check like the validity of the articles? Because if you're taking them to a medical doctor and even though they have hypnosis in it, how do you find
Do you want to repeat the question
Yeah,
again?
so the question again was, how do you check the validity of a particular journal article?
Because if you're getting them online.
Yeah, if you're getting them online, I think actually all journals, at least for medical journals, are peer-reviewed, which means that if it's enough for the journal to publish it in the journal, you're golden. You're fine. They have a panel of experts that reviews every article, and you guys are nodding your heads right here. These, doctors right here. So, yeah, you can trust if it's coming from a credible source like a medical journal. If you're getting it from Joe Schmo's blog, hypnosis can be used for this. Yeah, you might want to really, vet that and check that out. But again, the more research and more stuff you can do, the higher quality, type of information you're going to have, and you're going to get a real good sense for, who's kind of an authoritative source on these materials. But journal articles, in particular, are peer-reviewed, so it's very easy to trust their, scientific rigor. And oftentimes they'll, with a lot of studies, especially about hypnosis, but really any study, and you have to learn a little bit about math and statistics, but they'll tell you about the statistical confidence of the study and all sorts of stuff. So you can say, oh, with 95% confidence, this study says X. And those are actually useful things to say to someone who's versed in speaking in that kind of language. So, yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay. So, is this useful to you guys?
Very much so.
Can I just ask everyone, who here is beginning to realize the importance of developing business systems to systemize, creating machines that will save you a lot of time and effort? And to be fair, it takes time. It will take time for you to work your way through Google Reader or some other RSS type feeds. It'll take time to work out what to do with it. You'll make mistakes. But isn't it worth taking that time out, making those mistakes, learning the system, and ultimately having a better business because of it? Yeah? And please don't expect that you'll have to do all this ahead of time before you can even begin. This is a parallel journey. You'll start doing some things. I mean, the way we designed the program for you is you can start doing some things straight away, start getting some paying clients, get some cash in. then you fix some other things, build some systems up meanwhile, then you'll get some more clients, then some other things starts working, clients start coming in from referral partners, then you fix some other things in terms of your system. So you're bootstrapping yourself as you go along. Do not think that you have to get everything right before you can begin, by no means. However, don't either think that just because you're in the middle of the track and you're racing away, making your business work, that you should ignore all these mechanisms and systems that we're exposing you to. You need to budget your time so you do some developmental work, some actual, processing client sort of work, and some future-related work as well. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Right?
Oh, question right over here.
I'd like to know your thoughts on specifically asking your clients for referrals or for
So, yeah, I was about to say that right now.
because